The following show features stunts performed by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. Accordingly, Valley TNTV and the producers must insist that no one try this stuff at home.
Don't you cover me and then simply try to be me, because I don't think you will. Think you will. Think you will. Because I don't think you will.
Welcome to another episode of Valley TNTV. I am here with Leigh. Leigh story. We are going to climb the Mount Shasta.
Alright, so we had a personal vendetta against our best friend Shasta.
This mountain has been in my nightmares and in my dreams for 2 years now.
We tried it last year. Unfortunately, none of us were able to peak. So we decided to come up again this year. Minus Caleb, unfortunately.
You know, it's just too much to think of. Being down here to up there, you can't think of the mountain as a whole. You have to take it in pieces. And this is how we do that. After a good night's sleep at Bunny Flat, we'll head out around 4 in the morning, up the Green Butte Ridge, and drop into Avalanche Gulch at the base of the 50/50s. From there, we'll head up through Standstill Hill and we'll set up camp at Lake Helen for the night. After we acclimatize and sleep at 10,500 feet, we'll head to the summit in the morning to 14,162 feet. Day 1 is a lot of uphill trekking, and Day 2 is a lot more vertical and dangerous. Be prepared and train for this climb. Know how to use crampons and an ice axe safely and correctly. Climbing is inherently dangerous, and rescue is most likely not nearby. And you have to realize, climbing up that mountain, that even your bestest friends, your family, your loved ones, cannot get there in time to save you. You have to make that decision in your head that you're pretty much on the moon. We woke up around 3 and it was nice. So we geared up and started up the mountain.
Alright, so we took off at about 4 a.m. and headed up to Lake Helen, which is Camp 1.
This is 1 hour from the car. We're almost to the part where we break over the ridge to the left and start heading a little north into Avalanche Gulch, but hasn't been that bad.
So we walked up the ridge here and then we broke off and headed towards Avalanche Gulch.
Right back on that steep ledge that I should have put crampons on us last time, but we're doing pretty good. Here's Leigh.
We talked about putting snowshoes on, we talked about putting crampons on, but I'll be honest, we were right on that precipice of too cold or too hot of snow, like slushy or too icy, so we didn't. We just continued all the way to Helen, just in boots.
We're coming off the ridge. We both feel awesome. I'm not even that tired, which is kind of nice. I don't think Leigh is either. He's just being smart and taking it slow like he should. And we're looking good. Now we're on the mountain. We're right in Avalanche Gulch. Not used to this backpack. Killing my lower back. Other than that, it's good. So we're right at the base of Standstill Hill. Puts us about 9,500 feet. Lake Helen is what? About 10,500. And that's where we're going. So to be honest, it's only been 4.5 hours, and we are 1,000 feet from Lake Helen.
We made it to Lake Helen in about 6.5 hours, and that was fast. I swear last year it took us about 7 to 8 hours to get up there.
Which is about 2.5 hours roughly, faster than last year.
Talk about a crash landing at Camp 1 at Lake Helen.
By the time we made it to Helen, I was beat.
Rob's dying. A little bit. It's actually a lot easier this year than it was last year. You keep saying that. We'll see tomorrow when we head up there.
By the time we got up there were probably about 4 or 5 camps set up already. So we picked a sweet spot and set up camp. And we pretty much had the mountain to ourselves when we came on the weekday. This time it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the mountain was packed.
So I think it's like 3. It's like 3 or 4 o'clock, so we're gonna eat a bunch of food.
I wouldn't call it food. I would call it keep you alive in a bag.
I bet you some people are watching this going, I love backpacker food, but guess what? I don't.
You said it smelled good. You brought this on yourself. Yeah, I'm convinced.
And it is not good. And there you go, Joe.
So, I've been asked. I don't know if Leigh has been asked. But how do you, number 2 on the mountain? Well, okay, we'll start with the plastic bag that they give you. We'll go ahead and open that. Okay. And then you're going to get this nifty little packet. Okay. And it's going to give you all this wonderful information on it. Okay.
Don't forget to grab your human waste bags at Bunny Flat.
Now, the actual bags are right here. Everyday 2 for liquor store paper bags. Okay. We were like, how do you do this? Do you hold it open like this? And then you cover above it?
I'm not taking a dump on that mountain. I'll tell you right now, I am not using that.
No. The wonderful people of the state of California took care of that problem for you. Here, look, they became genius inventors. Why don't you lay this down and aim for this?
They give you a target.
A poop shoot target. Poop shoot target. And
I scored 32.
then you fold it up nice and neat and put it in your little paper bag and put your
poo in there.
You put your little paper bag. And then you put it in your backpack and you carry it out.
I was a little winded. I had a headache, and I was having really, really bad stomach problems.
And we actually had this same problem last year where Leigh was complaining about stomach issues. At this point, I'm thinking the result of surgeries from his previous medical history at altitude really plays a bigger role than we think.
All right, Leigh, do tell. What's going on? Now I'm having some stomach issues.
I got some food in me and I laid down for a while, and the slight nausea went away, and the headache almost completely went away, but I was still having really bad stomach problems.
So he had a horrible afternoon, and I think he floated me. He was just telling me what I wanted to hear. I kept telling him we could turn around and go back down to camp. It was no big deal.
Are you dying? No, I'm not dying, but I am feeling a little bit of stomach pains. I don't know if it's gas or what right now. We're just going to wait it out, and I'm going to try to jump it out and see what happens. I would feel pretty bad if I ended up having to stay here and sending Rob up there alone or ruining Rob's summit.
A lot of people have trouble at altitude, so that's why we take our time. Some people can climb this mountain in one day. I do not advise that. I think you need to acclimatize. You need to spend that night at Lake Helen just getting used to the less air.
If you can't walk, I'll just leave you there.
Promise?
Yes. All right.
You have to decide whether or not it's worth it or not.
How do you successfully ask other people to risk their lives to save yours? Now you're putting 5 more people in danger to get your dumb ass off the mountain because you shouldn't have been that high.
You could die up there, so...
Anyway, that's the end of this episode. We're doing a 2-parter again. I know, I didn't mean to.
This was such a great trip. And we're amazing.
So much fun. God. But it really sucks. Just the food. The food sucks. And the only time that doesn't suck is when you actually get to stop and look around. It's amazing. Look, right here, there's a booger. There's a booger right there. It's right over my nose.
Do I have a booger right here?